Yo, when I spit bars in a raid, man, I go hard like Santan.
Yo, good evening, one and all. It's your boy SV Carbaholic back on hosting duty. Yes, another week, another pod. I say another week where we've been churning the content out for you guys recently, man. So you've had the weekly pods, the loads of patrons. So you know, if last night we had the 2 tapes for our patrons, Noni Madueke and Ebere Eze. So I know we've had a lot of new patrons join recently, and we are very, very grateful. We hope you guys are enjoying the content. So if you are enjoying it, do feel free to tell a friend from as little as £3 a month. We're even giving it to you, man, cheap. I can't even lie to you. I'm ready to up it in line with inflation, with what's going on around the world now. But you know, you man could enjoy for the summer period, enjoy the little £3 a month. But no, all jokes aside, yeah, I know you guys love the Y Scouts. So yeah, if you do, Cougs, Shabs, Khalil, the Doctor, they ran the tapes on Madueke and Eze yesterday. So do check them out yourself. Let us know what you think. It was the second time watching Eze for a lot of us as well. So you know, that is probably the most universally appraised player that's been scouted on TG. Everyone is pretty much unanimously behind him. But we're gonna touch on that. We're gonna talk on all of that good stuff. And with me to do that is Khalil. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I've been doing double shifts, getting content out. I need to start talking to the highers up about getting paid for these shifts. But for now, I'm wrapped up in the transfer excitement. So we'll talk about this at the end of the summer.
Man said pay rise. You know, listen, some of us have been doing, you're talking about double shifts. Some of us have been doing 5-year, 6-year shifts. You know, man, talking about double shifts. Hold your spot. I was going to say something crazy, but hold your spot, brother. Hold your spot. And listen, we got the hood solicitor himself, Mr. Shabs. How are you, sir?
I'm good, my brother. I'm good.
You're looking good. That air freshener, that air conditioning doing you nice, yeah? You're feeling fresh.
Cool. It's keeping me cool.
Yeah.
But I had to turn it off so I could speak on the mic, innit? I don't want distortion, innit?
Yeah, I hear you.
Also, I'm loving the fact that Khalil is punching the life out of that little scrappy do ass punk. I'm loving it, man.
Mr. Scrappy Doo is also going to be joining us further down the line as well. So listeners, we will see. But we've got quite a few listeners' questions to get through, and I asked specifically for them all to be transfer related, as obviously it is the season. So yes, we will get into all of that good stuff firstly, but we did announce a signing, first signing yesterday. Kepa back up 5 mil. Gents, one word. I don't want more than one word. Sum up how you feel about that transfer. One word.
Expected.
Khalil?
Mid. I don't know what else to say.
I hear you. Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Chase 50 cents in the building. He's rolling it back to 04.
That boy's gonna die in G Unit, bro. He's gonna
believe that, my bro.
Listeners, this isn't being live streamed, but German Dan is wearing a wife beater vest. So if you can't,
ain't beating no wife though.
yeah.
I'm gonna wear that tank top, man.
Anyway, yeah, German. We welcome Kepa with one word.
Do we? Man, fuck all that.
I mean, we didn't welcome him. I just asked for your one word opinion on the signing. Shab said expected. Khalil said mid.
One word.
Yeah, one word. I don't want essay. We're trying to get through this quick. Whatever. Yeah. I hear you. Okay. Right, we've got a few different things to take a look at, and we will go through all of these questions so we can get out of here ASAP. Stina SWVG, you'll know this guy, as he always pretty much asks the same question on a regular basis. He says, Thoughts on Karim Adeyemi as a potential striker, right wing option?
Jesus Christ, it's enough, man.
We've been
Damn.
here. Yeah, we've
Bro,
been
this
there.
guy,
Heard it before
bro,
Sunshine Anderson.
this guy is either Adeyemi's agent or his uncle that he's trying to funnel funds back to in Ikeja, bro. Because I don't understand how this guy manages to ask the same question every single week on the pod. We are
This
not
guy,
signing
man.
Karim Adeyemi, bro. God
He's
damn.
10%, definitely.
Hey, we get it, man. You like him.
This guy, yeah, shout him out because he's a loyal listener, man. But he loves Karim Adeyemi, Theo Walcott, and Patrick Schick.
Yeah.
What's going on over there?
I'm telling you, bro, that front three is crazy. Oh my god! Imagine that was Arsenal's front three, bro. I'm not tuning into that season, bro. I'm not tuning into. Theo cutting in from the left. God damn, bro. Horror show. Absolute horror show. Boom. All right. Easy one to open. All right, cool. Yonko Ab says, we've seen all the links that have recently come in with Eze. Would you prefer Odegaard or Eze as a right 8 in the current system?
Why does it have to be one or the other? That's my question. We need to free ourselves from the bondage of having one guy for one role and one guy in a specific role. And a lot of it, in my opinion, is based off preconceived notions of what they believe the manager wants. Like, for me, fundamentally, we lack quality in numbers. Eze is a quality add. You add the quality, in my opinion, and then you worry about the dynamics later. But as I started off by saying, I don't see it as either or. I definitely see it as a situation where both can play. Of course, Eze has dominated toward that left space as opposed to the right-hand space. But yeah, I don't see it as such a rigid, rigid issue that can only be resolved in that way. But that's just me.
Okay. Anyone else want to comment on that?
Why does it have to be both? But because we currently only play with one, like with 1-8 on the right and another 8 on the left. It's the system. So, but
we don't have an Eze-like player, do we? So you bring that into the equation, and then that potentially opens up ways in which the team can evolve. That's the way I'm looking at it.
I hear you, but I didn't hear the question like that. I heard the question as like, if we were only to play one in the right 8 position, which one would we pick out of the two? Not that if we were only to pick one in our midfield.
It's an interesting thing, right? Because I think Cougs made an interesting point earlier on today where, like a lot of Arsenal fans are big now behind the Eze rumours. But before we spoke about, a lot of us didn't assume that Eze would be on the list or, potential 8 or 10, whatever you want to say. Because obviously Ornstein reported on Monday that it was Eze in addition to a winger and a striker. So that has changed context. And a lot of people were like, a lot of people are now all of a sudden like, welcome him. But why did you not have that line of thought prior to maybe that news coming out? I think that the comment Cougs was trying to make was that a lot of people are always set in stone because this is what Arteta says. But it's about being open, I think, to the fact that things can change. Just because Arteta did something previously doesn't mean he can't be open to change, doesn't mean he can't be open to trying something new, right? And that should be the line of thinking. I think being so linear and binary in your way of thinking just because that's what Arteta's done before doesn't mean that we shouldn't be open to newer and different opportunities. German, I know you want to come in on this.
Yeah, because I think things are getting misconstrued, and I don't know who Kooks is arguing with. This guy been fighting Congolese warriors and everyone on the timeline, so I don't know who he's arguing with. Yeah, but essentially, I think there's this conception that Arteta is very rigid in his way. Arteta changes the team every single season. Since he's been here, he's changed the team every single summer. He's made signings that have changed the way we play, the way we approach the game. There's always been a new sort of trying to evolve the team. So it's only natural or expected that he's going to try add another element because he's tried to do that every summer. And then I think when I had the conversation with Kooks around 8s and stuff like that, I was like, when people were suggesting Maddison and Odegaard as the 8s, Arteta's still not going to run that. He's not going to run those type of players as the double 8. What he might run is an Eze at times as an 8, and then Odegaard, and playing with Rice or whatever. But he's still gonna have this prioritization of physicality, and I think people are underrating how much duels Eze goes through, which is why he's on the list. Like, I think I saw a stat. He's competed for more duels than any of the Arsenal midfielders last season. Granted, Arsenal don't get in as much duels as other teams because we have the ball most of the time, but it shows his capacity in duels. So, and he's a physically robust player. So if he plays centrally, there will still be that expectation of him working hard, being physical, pressing. Unless you fulfill those requirements, you're not going to play centrally, which is why some like Vieira, some like ESR have not been playing there. Whereas I think Eze has those capabilities. But he also has capabilities to play wide. So, which is why it's a good signing, because he can do both.
Yeah, great. Okay, Salim _ L87 says, let's say we do sign a striker and Eze. Outside of the other usual names that have been mentioned, like Rodrigo and Leao, are there any outside the box left wingers you would like us to look at?
Which Nigerian?
Yeah. Khalil's referring to Rashford.
Listen. Yeah, Nigerian. He's Jamaican born, huh?
Listen, I listened to the main pod on Sunday. Even the Muga brothers are tired of Rashford, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
But you know what's funny? They were advocating for Leao. So
Rashford is better than Leao, 100%.
Thank you. He is. I was just about to say Rashford is 100% better than Leao. I will happily say that on
for sure.
live television. So,
but they got the same issues, though. They got the same issues.
Yeah. The problem with Rashford is he costs his wages. Like
his wages are not because of this. Nearly, I think it's almost 400, isn't it? Well over 350k. No one's looking at him for that money.
350, I think. Yeah.
Nobody's gonna entertain that money, bro. I even saw there were talks about Man United. He wants to move abroad, bro. Who abroad is paying you those wages, bro? Unless he's Saudi.
Barcelona, I think.
Barca.
Yeah, he's telling people he wants to go to Barcelona. Whether Barcelona want him is a separate issue.
Yeah, Barca don't want him. Nah.
Barca do not want you, bro.
Barca don't want him. Barca got to get Nico Williams over the line. Barca ain't trying to sign.
I don't know if that's happening.
I don't know.
Yeah,
if that's happening
either. The wages and the cost of that deal.
It's not the wages, It's that they can't guarantee that he's gonna get registered.
Yeah. Same. I don't know if that's happening.
Yeah, I'm not
sure.
For
me, closer to home, Morgan Rogers, man. Morgan Rogers is one that, left wing. In terms of like an outsider pick, I think there's small momentum and small noise.
Would be a very expensive deal, though, right? We're talking that's probably the crowning Villa's jewels, right? Like 80 M's.
Shabs got money, man. He's got AC in his house and shit, man.
Lie.
Don't talk my business in public. Hey, don't talk my business in public, bro. Don't talk about my business, man. This guy, listen, you want me to tell people about your little portable fan? Yeah, don't do my business. Don't do my business. Patreon or not, man. Hey, I don't know. Don't Villa need to sell?
I think they do for PSR purposes. Their wage to revenue is very. I think it was it 96% or
something? See the women's team,
Yeah, they're selling the women's team to get around the issue, aren't they?
Okay, they're selling the women's team to. Okay.
I think it will be tough for them though, because their wage bill is extremely high, Villa, and obviously they were banking on getting back in Champions League. So I don't know. That will be one to watch, but I think Morgan Rogers would probably be more expensive than both Eze and like Rodrigo from what I've seen as well. So that would be an expensive operation. Khalil, any left field options for you?
I don't have a name, but I think what I'll say is the French market. I'm sure there is a 21, 22-year-old Diallo Abdou Diouf somewhere knocking around.
What are you saying? They got something cooking down in Gangon, Port Montpellier, innit? I know there's something there, bro.
This is what I'm saying. Like, to me, that makes way more sense than all this like Madueke talk, because that's the guy you take a punt on, and then if he doesn't work out, fine. But and between the finances in the French league being awful, because the TV deal that they ain't sorted out, and the fact that they are conveying out. Surely we have someone that we can pick up for 20, 25. If it don't work, it don't work. If it works, then you can flip down the line if it's not somebody you want. But yeah, that's how I'm thinking.
Hey, German, what's that player's name that you brought back the other day from the grave? The French one that there was the hype about, the French winger.
Oh, Alexis Claude Maurice. Bro. Oh my God.
Hey, caution. Hey, let that be a warning. Let that be a warning, Khalil.
Wait. And who did he play? He played for Lorient, bro.
Lorient. But don't get twisted, because Arsenal fans were slutting for him. When the links was there, Arsenal fans were slutting for him.
Name the Arsenal fan. Me. Yes, I was there.
Hey, I didn't.
I
don't have the evidence on you to hand. I wasn't going to name you, but
I was there. German has the files. He brought it up. I can't lie. When he brought it up, I was creasing. Even that one, yeah. You know when you can't even deny. You got me. You got me.
No offense, man. I'm not with the refugee thing, man.
Hey, I'm getting off.
This brother wants to get us cancelled, bro.
Hey, you know what?
He wants to get us cancelled.
You're lucky this is behind the paywall. You're crazy.
Hey.
Let me get someone that I kind of know, innit? Like, I think I like two options. I like Xavi Simons, but I think he might be too similar to Eze.
I think he's very similar to Eze. I think he's very similar.
I wouldn't mind some I touch ball on the left-hand side. I think that him and MLS as well, yeah. And I think he could play centrally as well. And he can play on the right. Like, I like those versatile players. And I like that Kenan Yildiz as well. So those two I quite like.
Yeah.
He looks a talent, bro. Yildiz looks it. Yeah, I think Turkey have got a few of them cooking on low heat, bro. But yeah. So I do like him. All right, some good shouts. Okay. Well, similar vein. CXNYWXT says alternative right wing that we would like. He says that currently reside within the pro. The thing is, you see, with me, yeah, I've already said we had this discussion tentatively in the group chat. I don't want to back up right winger. I want Ethan to play those minutes. Yeah, I don't want any, because you know what's worrying me is that, don't get me wrong, I want 3 attackers as well. I'm very much in that space as a left winger and a striker. I don't want Ethan to be margin, because I'm already seeing man are talking about sending Ethan on loan. Send Ethan on loan for what, bro? Ethan doesn't need to go on loan. He doesn't need to go on loan. Ethan can play.
Who's asking those questions?
No. I think people are just, they're putting it out into their like. Because you know when you start doing like your,
I tried to get Cook's back. Sorry to interrupt. I tried to get
no. No, I hear it. No. But the thing is, even if I'm saying, because obviously, and there's a similar question which I can. Okay, do you know what? Because we might as well tie that question in, because Bogan_N5 says, it looks like it's Eze, Rogers, Sesko, Gyökeres, Watkins, and a winger potentially depends on sales. So presumably Trossard out, or would you go Martinelli out? Which one are we hoping leaves?
Trossard.
Trossard, yeah.
Trossard, definitely. Martinelli, as shaky as he is, he has a very valuable attribute in his speed, which lack. And if he's demoted to second choice to an impact sub, he can approximate what what I randomly think about. I think about someone like Divock Origi at Liverpool. He was nothing special, but he could fill in, and he scored some big goals for Liverpool on their way to Champions Leagues and league titles. Like, you don't have to be. I mean, it's nice to have world beaters in every position, but you don't have to have it. And Martinelli can be a squad player who can fill in if we buy a top class winger. I think Trossard, his lifespan has ended. He's not dead. I mean, as in his functionality as a footballer.
Oh my god!
What is going on in this pod? What is going on?
I'm tired. But yeah, I'd much rather get rid of Trossard. Summary.
But you know what it is as well. We're highly critical of Martinelli because the levels have raised them, and we expect a lot from him, or a lot more from him. But just because some of us feel that Martinelli isn't the right player to start for us anymore. Just because we feel like he is probably the easiest upgrade in terms of attack, it doesn't mean that we think that he's a bad player or that he can't be valuable or have his uses. I think he probably is more valuable for us as a squad player and a rotation player than a player who's starting week in, week out, unless he can replicate the form of what is now 2 seasons ago, nearly 3 seasons ago. So I think, we pay him a lot of money in wages. He's still young. I still hold on to hope that Martinelli can and will improve. He's 23 years old. I think he might be turning 24 quite soon. Yeah, I think he's 23, 24. He's he can still improve, man. Like, he's still got layers to go. I'm not saying that he can hit the top ceiling, but I would much rather hold him. Trossard is not going to improve as a footballer. He's just not. His ceiling is his ceiling. He's hit his ceiling. I get what you mean when you say like he's expired. So you get rid of him. It's a no-brainer. His age and everything as well. You let him go. You move him on. Simple. I don't understand why we would. I think we're crazy for trying to keep and trying to extend Trossard's contract. I do. I think it's not sensible from a club perspective.
So just counterpoint on that. So and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with anything anyone said. Is the counterpoint that maybe we could get more money from Martinelli? Bearing in mind he's younger, he's more saleable, he's more moldable for whoever any potential buyer wants.
He still has value next season though, because we got the option on his contract, don't we? So if the season goes as planned and we win a Champions League or a league title, immediately, the players who are part of that title winning or Champions League winning squad hold their value, in my opinion. And someone like Martinelli, you can still get a decent fee for next season. Where Trossard, I'm pretty certain this is probably like the last summer that you can respectably get any sort of reasonable fee. But even then, it's not that I'm selling Trossard because I think we'll get a reasonable fee. I'm selling him because in terms of the context of the squad, I think it makes sense to get rid of him ahead of Martinelli for the reasons that have already been listed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I think the profiles that we are bringing in is like, for me, if we do sign Eze, there's no situation where I believe we as a squad require Trossard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I think Eze is basically Trossard on steroids, with a lot more ability, a lot more physicality, athleticism. So yeah, no, point taken. Totally agree. Bringing that in, Tola_M_91 says, if we got Eze and Rodrigo, would you guys be more open to a Watkins, for example? And I'll use that we can segue into, we haven't touched on Sesco Gyökeres yet. So, there's the latest rumors that Leipzig won around 83 million and up front, which doesn't really make sense. Bearing in mind transfers are always done in sagas. So yeah, thoughts?
I'm not against Watkins. I think I was pretty much for him in January as an opportunity to push for, whatever we wanted to win and that, during the season. Now that the summer window is open, I'm like, let me see something that let me see the unknown quantity. Like I know what Watkins is about. I think he's good. I also think there's a ceiling there. It's not like I feel like, I think he improves us, but I feel like let me see what Gyökeres is on. Let me see what Sesco's on. I'd rather see the unknown and see how that fits within the team than Watkins, where I can make fair predictions. And that's only because the scenario is already saying Eze and Rodrigo. So if we get in those two, like I think any guy up top will notch. If it's Watkins, I'm gonna say okay, but I'm not enthused by it. I would be enthusiastic about Sesco or Gyökeres coming alongside those two. I think that'll be a very strong window and exciting.
So before Khalil or Shabs come in, my counterpoint on not wanting Watkins is partly due to age. Yes, he's 30-year-old. He's already earning like 150k a week. I think if you were to bring him in, you've got him and Havertz, right? And bearing in mind, you've still got Jesus in the background. You've got a lot of wages eaten into strikers who none of them you're particularly convinced by. None of them, basically all of them, you will potentially struggle to shift. So that might then impact your ability to go and get someone else further down the line. So I think my thing is I'm kind of like, and I'm very much in the train that I think Isak has passed. I don't know if we're gonna. I don't, you know, a lot of people are saying, oh, what if he doesn't sign a new contract and then next summer he's got 2 years on his contract? For me, that seems a very wishy-washy way to think and put a lot of eggs into one basket to hope that he's available next summer. I think we have to close the deal on one of Sesko or Gyökeres this summer, for me personally. I don't know what you guys think.
I hear what you're saying, but then let me ask you, right? If by the question we end up signing Eze, Rodgers, and Watkins,
Rodgers or Rodrigo?
Sorry, Rodrigo, Eze, and Watkins was the question, right? Let's say we do all three. Do you think we win the league? You know, injuries permitting, and that all goes well. Do you think?
I mean, you've definitely increased your quality up top. I still think, and you know, I think that I remember listening to the main pod. They were making this point on Sunday. I don't think Watkins is that great. Watkins has very good movement, which is why he gets a lot of chances. But I also find Watkins a bit of an erratic finisher himself. Like, if you look at what Villa fans are saying, put it this way, yeah, Villa fans are potentially saying they're happy for him to go. And bearing in mind, we're a lot better than Aston Villa are. So why are we looking to take someone they don't think is good enough to input into our team to try and, you know, help achieve our objectives? It's a body. But right now, I don't think we need a body anymore. Well, obviously we need a body, but we need more than, we need a trusted, like someone we believe can either shoot at a high level, which is, you know, Gyökeres, even though he's never played in the top 5 league, or someone with the potential to be elite in Sesko, which is why I'm assuming we're still around that. That's why I'm anti what if Watkins was like 3-4 years younger, I would definitely be a bit more pro this move, but not anymore. Like I said,
I hear most of your point, Sean. The only one would say fans being happy, you know, forget that. I see Arsenal fans be happy when Aubameyang left, and we had Lacazette up top scoring 5 goals in like 50 games or some shit. I've seen United fans being like, yeah, get Rashford out of it, and then, you know, continue to get packed for another 6 months. So, like, fans can be, you know, that's the only thing I would. I think your rationale overall, I understand, but also there's this opportunity to win now. Like, we can't be saying Arteta win now, then tell him, yeah, you need to go with Sesko. And if that deal is difficult and the club is pivoting to Watkins because they say, yeah, this guy might be 29, 30 years old, but for the next 2 years, he's gonna be a shooter for us. I don't mind it, because I can understand that pivot, if you know what I mean. Because ultimately, we're putting a lot of expectations on the team, a lot of expectations on the club. So, and they must be expecting things as well. So, you know, if we end up with Watkins, he's the third option. I wouldn't be too tough against it. It wouldn't be my preference, 100% not, but I understand why they would do it, because you're still strengthening up top, and you know, you're looking to push for next season. It just would look crazy if we sign in him, we win stuff, and we could have signed him in Jan. That's the thing where they have to think about it, like the optics, you know, optics FC.
But to be fair, the power's out of our hands, right? After they sold Duran, they were never going to sell Watkins as well, right? So it was always going to be one of the two. Yeah, point taken. Okay, interesting one from Baitface Nate. And we haven't really, I don't think, had a question like this so far. Or correct me if I'm wrong, but he says, what do you make of Berta's transfer strategy thus far? Seems to carry out a lot of due diligence on a number of players before executing. Do you like this method? Do you think it's productive or counter-intuitive? What are the pros and cons? Oh, thank you. Mr. This guy, bro. Okay, German, you go. And then Shabs and Khalil coming afterwards.
I keep this thing on me, man. This is a live guide.
Man's talking like it's the Star 9. I keep that thing on me.
Keep that thing on me.
Like he's got the Glock, bro. Trust me.
I'm telling you, I think, you know, and you know, there's a lot of deals he still needs to do. Like, I think people are probably a bit too over optimistic around him. There's still a lot of business to be done. And we should judge him at the end of the window. I think Shab said something around that a couple of pods ago. But I do like this strategy because it seems like a man that is prepared for warfare. And if you're prepared for warfare, you need to be meticulous, you need to be planning, you need to be ready to execute. And he kind of seems like he is, because if you're trying to play people against each other to get the best deal, that's a strategy I can get behind. That It do. I only want to talk to one guy. I'm not going to do no market segmentation, no market research. I don't understand that. You need to do market research, market segmentation, then devise a strategy to land targets or at least get targets in a good place. So I agree with the strategy overall, but the main part that we haven't seen yet, because at the moment it's execution. Yeah, as you said, can he execute? You better, brother.
Well, to be fair, I think we can say he's got the low-hanging fruit, right? He's got 3 signings out the way, and it looks like it's going to be 4 with Mosquera. It looks like, I saw the reports today that obviously he's rejected Valencia's contract, and it's a case of just Arsenal just trying to haggle, trying to get him under the rescore. So I think that's another one that will happen. 4. So that's 4 signings in, yeah. But to the point, well, one of them was pretty much done from Jan, which is Zubimendi, and the other 3 we could say are really, really low-hanging fruit. I think your ability to execute the offensive signings will tell us a lot personally. So if you do, you'll rightfully get praised. If you don't, then bro, so I might start talking about you the way I talk about Edu, bro. So let's see what happens.
Listen. Godfather is one of my favorite movies of all time. One of my favorite stories and movies of all time. I've said this on record on pod as well. What I'm about to go to, but there's a reason when Michael became the Don. There's a reason why he said, Tom Hagen, you're no longer my consigliere. Yeah, Clemenza, you're in. Clemenza was a captain. Clemenza weren't no legal advisor. Clemenza was a captain. He was a street boss. He said, Clemenza, boom, because man needed a wartime consigliere. Yeah, Berta, for me, Berta's a wartime consigliere. He's the wartime. But how we judge him, for me, it's 3 things. Is what he's able to do in terms of players he's able to bring in. And actually, we could couch incomings and outgoings as well. We can couch them as one. How he's able to assist us move players on. Yeah. And I don't think we can judge them piecemeal. We have to judge it holistically at the end of each window. Yeah. So that's that. And then we have to look at his ability to do commercial deals as well. Yeah, and that's a significant part of it as well. We've not really seen that. We've not really seen that bit yet. And then we have to consider the contract renewals as well. So we've seen something in terms of the contract renewals. We've seen small glimpses. We've seen a bit of a strategy, a bit of a method that we like. Okay, cool. But we haven't yet seen how he gets rid, how he helps move players on. I'm expecting some departures this summer. I want Zinchenko. I'd expect Zinchenko to move. I'd expect Lokonga gone. Reece Nelson, I'd expect him to go. Fab Vieira, I'd expect him to go. Kivior, he's probably going to stay, but I won't be surprised. I think it would be a good business if we did and were able to move Kivior on, especially if we sign Mosquera. Tomiyasu and Jesus, they're cooked, but we have to wait and see what happens with them as well. Probably windows down the line. If he's able to move on one or both of them, it's bloody amazing work. I'll be honest with you. So we've got to give him time. But all we can say about him so far is judge him on whether we're attaching a lot of weight behind contract renewals and whether we're saying, yeah, he's done a good job with the players that he's brought in so far. But I agree with you. The players so far seem to be low-hanging fruit. What I do like is that there's a bit of pace to these dealings. So, we knew we needed to bring in a goalkeeper. We tried to get that Juan Garcia guy. That didn't work. Wrapped up Kepa quickly. The Partey thing, lowballed Partey, rightly so. Said we're not going to go for more money. Partey tried to run game. He ran game on Partey. Boom. He's not renewing. He's not signing. He's not extending. We're not going to give him better terms. Moved very quickly and wrapped up Norgard very quickly. You know what I mean? So those are the types of things that are encouraging for me. So Mosquera, that news just developed very quickly. Eze, that news has developed very quickly. That news feels like it's got some real momentum behind it as well. So that one, let's wait and see. But Mosquera, I feel that's not imminent in terms of announcement, but I feel that's very, very close. So I like the pace at which he's moving at. It's just that we need to see some pace with some of the attacking signings. That's the bit that's missing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to,
go on, Khalil.
I know we've spoken quite a bit on this question, but I can't help but feel that some of this is, you know, the Rick Ross meme about take your shirt off, nigga, or, you know, empowering. Like we've decided that Berta is good at his job.
Hey, is everything correct?
I'm just being real. Like hold
on a minute. Take your shirt off.
Hey.
Yeah, you're crazy, man.
I'm being honest because
don't let these lot clip you up, brother. Don't let these lot
because even the premise of the question, right? Everyone has just assumed that Berta is like the magic man. Let's wait until September 1st and let's see if you're giving this guy praise. Because one thing I will say, Berta's very smart. He's like Franklin Saint in season 1 of Snowfall, right? When he started flooding the streets with that pure product. Remember episode 1, was it? When he started buying ice cream for the kids. So that the kids start loving this guy. So what Berta did, he started flooding the streets with transfer news. And Arsenal fans are fiends for transfer news. Any link that has been sort of associated with the club since he moved in, you can trace it back to Berta. The Gokarev stuff, the Sesko stuff, like all these other things that you've been talking about. This is all Berta flooding the streets with news that he knows Arsenal fans are going to latch on to. So has he done some good things so far? Yes, the contract renewals are very important. At the same time, we all came into the summer saying, what do we need? We need attackers, multiple attackers. Until that is done, which is the most difficult part of the job, I think we should just pump the brakes a little bit when it comes to dishing out praise for Berta. That's all I'm saying. I am encouraged, but the way you man are giving such weight to news reports, if that's Edu, you're telling him to put a shirt on. You're not telling him that he's empowering. You're saying that, you know, you need to get the job done. So let's just pump the brakes a little bit, you know, where it's promising, but until the job is done, I'm going to hold fire on praising Berta's tactics because we don't know what the hell is coming up in the next few weeks. Like, preseason starts next week. Let's see who is signed and who's not signed by then. That's what I've got to say.
Okay. And Shaggy P8 says, why aren't we looking at Kudus? I'm a fan of Eze, but I feel like Kudus ticks more boxes for what we need right now. Can play touchline left wing and provides cover across the whole front line.
Remember, I asked this question in the group chat the other day. It's a good. We know the answer. I think
hold on. Just because you asked it is a good question. This guy, man.
No. It's a good question. It's healthy debate.
I'm playing, man.
Look at the debate it generated. It generated some good debate, man. And it's definitely a good question. I think we know who we prefer, though.
Out of who?
Eze and Kudus.
Oh yeah, Eze.
Yeah, man.
I prefer Kudus to Madueke, but yeah, Kudus ain't a main. It's not a main piece that I would go after this window. To be honest,
you need to throw a pause on that, bro.
I told you, pause don't apply to me no more. Oh. I'm gonna run out here like Pat, man.
Yeah. Listen, we're trying to be a growing podcast now, so I'm gonna try and make this a pause-free zone from now on.
Man's
we press play, man. That boy Diddy free.
Yeah, we're gonna have to edit this pod. I'm sorry.
This pod is finished from the start, bro.
After you, listen. Between you and German,
this pod has been finished from the start,
bro. I'm not trying to segue, but I actually can't believe he beat this case.
I'm not talking about that. All you man have sunstroke. I'm sure the sun has licked all you man down because no one's being serious anymore. Listen.
Hey, but you know what? German though, big and grown. I need to ask you something, bro. You're talking about running around that puck. Is everything okay? Because I have never seen you with your hair that high ever. I've known you for like 7 years, bro.
I have to like align when I get my hair cut. I didn't want to get it this week because I'm going out Saturday. So I don't want to. It has to be in 10+ day increments. So,
bro, this is looking crazy, brother.
This is also what happens. This is also what happens when you start podding too much. Everything descends into chaos.
Listen, man's wearing a tank top and he's going to the gym.
You know when you guys ask for more TG content, right? Listen, there's a reason. a lot of us are people in our 30s, married men. We are, listen, we're very serious individuals on our day to day. So this pod can end up descending into chaos when we get let loose. Unfortunately,
it's chaos.
If
but
too many of us together in a room, it's madness. Every day there's a fight in that chat.
On Kudus though,
I'm gonna make sure there's a fight.
Yeah, sorry. A quick one, Kudus before I forget. You know them man who go on like Hinge and Tinder and say that their age is 24 but they're 29.
Where's this going?
I'm just saying.
Oh, Kudus. Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you know what? Listen, right now, I'm not going to lie to you. My xenophobia against Ghanaians is through the roof right now.
Is this you being mature on the pod now? Just what I clarify.
Yeah. After parties departed, I've hit my quota. I don't need another Ghanaian right now, especially with AFCON around the corner. So listen.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna not say it, but listen.
They're not in AFCON though.
Huh?
Oh, they didn't qualify, did they?
Oh yeah, they didn't qualify. Hold that. Right. Okay. Nothing is coherent anymore, guys. We're gonna leave it there, listeners. We're gonna leave it there. Listen, short and sweet, but we've been feeding you content, and we're gonna have more content because no doubt, I'm telling you, the moment we sign, if more links pop up, no doubt we're gonna do them. Giving you mad. It's funny, they did Madueke and Eze in 1 year. No one wants to do no Norgard or Mosquera comes, bro.
Well, I've been waiting. I've been running you, man, down to do that, Kepa. Keep that energy the same.
Listen. We're trying to gain patrons, not lose them, bro. Ain't nobody trying to see nothing.
What's Shabs?
We didn't choose. No. It's about quality control. It's about quality assurance. It's about making sure that we are consistent.
No. Bro, there's consistency and giving the listeners what they want. I'm telling you, if we put out a Kepa Y Scout piece, it might generate the lowest clicks out of anything we've ever produced, bro. Nobody wants to see that. At least Madueke can provide discourse. Nobody wants to see.
Listen,
bro,
and the thing is as well is like
I'm sure it will make for good content.
The thing is as well, like Cougs put on his best business suit to do negotiations for that Y Scout deal. So like you went through all that effort for us to be going through Kepa tapes. Come on, man.
Come on, bro.
Cougs was learning Italian, bro.
Hey, right.
Cougs was speaking to Emilia. I'm telling you, bro.
All right, listeners, we're gonna leave it there. Yeah, guys, thank you very much. We'll catch you on the flip side with the next Patreon piece. Peace.
Yo, when I spit bars in a rave, man, I go hard like Santan.